Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'. I'm Pamela Pick, and this is my husband.
Hello, Bill Pick.
He's a little crazy. So, oops, hold on a second. We're going to get set up. Come on in, say hello, tell us where you're from. We always like to hear where people are from. It's so much fun to see how far we reach. You know, isn't that kind of cool how the internet does that to us now?
That's right.
I mean, we can be all over the world and be in touch. I think that's pretty cool.
That's right. I see Jackie and
hi, Jackie.
And
hi, Kristen.
Debbie Lyons and Judy.
Hi, Debbie, Judy.
Lori.
Come on in. So share the video, like and follow us if you haven't already, if you're new. Otherwise, share the video so you can get into next week's drawing. Beautiful day today here, considering we were like in
1,000 degrees
last week we were like in an air fryer or something.
That's right.
But absolutely beautiful today. So I hope it is where you are from, except for our friends like in Florida, all the way to the Carolinas and stuff, with the hurricane stuff that's going on.
Adalia.
What's it?
Adalia.
Adalia. Yeah. So, so go ahead and be sure to like and follow us. Let's get on with our drawing. So last week we made what I call a WV fold card, and it was our masculine, kind of our kickback to a masculine card. There's no bows. Bill wants you to know there's no bows on this card. Right. This is just masculine right here.
The rivets of the
of the embellishments. Is that what you were saying? The rivets of the embellishment. Well, I don't know. How's it look? Because people have been telling me it looks good, so okay. I've been leaving that. So you shared the videos to your wall last week, and there was quite a few. I was like, woohoo! So
okay. Izzy's gonna draw.
Izzy's doing the drawing. Reach in and grab a couple, would ya?
We got. Who do we got here? Ooh, we got Angie Lawrence.
Oh, all right, Angie. You won. I know your address, so I don't need it, but you won.
And this is a new one. Cynthia Curry Wolstek.
What is it?
Wolstek?
Cynthia Curry. I hate that we might be.
I hope we don't slaughter your name.
Yeah, really. Wojtaszek, maybe? Wojtaszek? I don't know. So, but if you're watching this video now or later, send me a message with your mailing address and I will get this out to you for sharing my video. And thank you so much for doing that. So we kind of have a lot. I got a lot of tips and tricks this time. So let's get going. Okay, Bill?
Yeah.
All right. Our color palette. So for those of you who likes pinks and purples, you're going to get it. So we have a Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Berry Burst, and Blackberry Bliss. So it's kind of like
an ombre.
It is an ombre, isn't it? It's from lighter to darker. He couldn't wait to say that.
Ombre.
We've got a couple of pinks, and then we've got a couple of purples, and they're kind of a mix of both. But it's very, very pretty. So we have a lot to do. So I'm going to just start off with getting some things out of the way, and that's just a little bit of embossing. So I have a piece of basic black, and I'm going to be using the Charming Sentiments, the Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays. I love that saying. And this is just a scrap piece that I had on hand. So I'm going to go ahead and put my Emboss Buddy over there, and then we're going to use the Versamark ink. So when I first started stamping, embossing was my favorite thing to do because I felt like I was really, I'm going to grab this.
Creating something?
Well, it just is something that you just, you know, it's not like the everyday. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I got that inked up well. And I'm going to, am I in the camera?
Yeah.
By the way, before I get going.
Yep, you're right in there.
So I'm going to give that a good press just to let that ink transfer. There we go. And then I'll put that away. And I'm going to pull out, so this is a little different than how I normally start because I usually work from the base, but I wanted to get this out of the way because this is, most of you know, and if you haven't seen embossing before, you're in for a treat. You just put the embossing powder after you have the glue from the Versamark down, and the embossing buddy was just to kind of keep the oils from your fingers and stuff from sticking. So, and then I'm going to get a heat tool here. We've got 2 different sizes, but I'm going to... It's like magic, really, because it just heats this paper up. You want to keep it moving so you don't burn it if you've never seen this before. You can use, ooh, I'm heating my paper. It's rising. You can do front and back. I prefer to start it on the back just so it doesn't move any of those embossing powders around, blow them off. Okay. But also, because when you're embossing, the paper will bend, like you saw this paper just bend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it really bent because I was doing it right on there. I'm going to actually tape this down so that it isn't going to get caught on anything. So we'll just put a little piece of tape back there. And okay. Well, now it just lifted that piece. Oh, well. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. And before I get going with that, I'm going to bring in the cutting plates. So I'm going to use plate 1 and 2 of plate 2. Now, I have one that I use just for cutting, although I've misplaced them a few times. So I'm going to have those. And I want to start by using, I use the stamp, but I'm going to use the die for these. So it's really, right now, it's really popular to cut around your words. This does it for you. So for those of us who don't like to fussy cut, this is fine. I don't mind fussy cutting it, but why fussy cut it if it's here? So let's put this on here. And I usually keep, that was like hooked right to my, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss Mini. So just to get it on there, like so. And then we can open this up. And for those of you who haven't watched before, you want to definitely have the 1 and the 2 kind of jutted apart from each other. Put your die and your paper down, and then have the other 2 so that when it goes in, it kind of, well, I'll just show you. It goes in like this. Catches, once it catches. Now, why would I put the silicone mat down on the bottom? I put the silicone mat down on the bottom because it just helps it from sliding. I use it a lot for gluing and stuff, but for this particular project, I was using it to hold that little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So both of our machines are really wonderful. The mini's nice if you just have a small place and you just do, look at that. Isn't that cute? Perfectly around that, cutting that out. I love it. So let's put this back away. So this is the Charming Sentiments bundle. And that's all I'm using this for. I'm going to come back in and use the Irresistible Blooms. Now, I'm just going to be using some of the stamps on here. I'm not using the dies this time, just the stamps with this one. But I did use the die and the bundle there. So let's get out our stamp pack. This is a super simple card layout. It's more about the technique with this card that I want you to see. So I do want to tell you one thing. I just didn't want to mess with it right now. Normally, I would have heat embossed right in the middle and run this through. I just didn't want to mess with it tonight. But to save a little bit of, you can do that right in the middle and cut it out because this is going to be a mat for me anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. So I am going to start with a Berry Burst card base. Did that make sense, Bill?
Yes, it did.
Will you make sure that I make sense when I'm talking to everyone?
I was following.
Okay, good, because there's times it sounds good in my head, but... Okay, I'm going to just set the base aside for a minute, and I'm going to set that piece aside, and I'm going to focus on the white piece of cardstock. This is basic white, and I believe this one is cut at 3 7/8 by 5. Did I do? Yeah, 5.5. 3 7/8 by 5.5. Okay, so what was it, maybe a week ago, I talked about, or maybe it was, yeah, I think it was a week ago. I talked about using your, now this is from the big Stampin' Cut and Boss machine, and it's very well loved. But I talked about using this as to your advantage, and I want to talk about it again because we're going to do some masking, and not with the masks that I used last time. We're going to do our own masking here. And what I like to do is I like to start off with my piece of white, and that I'm going to be doing the masking. And I like to use just like the painter's tape. I have artist tape, but you don't have to spend that much. You can do just some painter's tape. So I take off a chunk of it, and this is my technique. This will rip your paper, so you just need to rub it on your skin to kind of detack that. That's it, right? So simple, isn't it? Did you think it was simple?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the oil takes
yeah,
some of the tackiness.
Just some of that tackiness off. Yeah. Correct.
I'm following.
Okay, good. I hope so. So then I'm just gonna, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just do here. And I guess I didn't need as much tape as I took off. And here, because I want to, I'll just do a little piece there. Hold that down to my board. Okay. Then we're gonna pull out some more tape. Now this is going to be where we're going to tape the project down to the board, but we're also going to use this as our masking. So I need to go bigger than the project. Again, I don't want to tear the paper. So we're going to do that. And I want to use this grid paper that's underneath and line my cardstock up to that, and I want to go maybe about 1/2 inch here. I'm going to stand up to do it so I can see the lines. So I'm matching the lines. This is what's going to keep my line straight. So you want to make sure that this line is pushed down, but I don't necessarily push it all down. In fact, a lot of times I will just make a little flag on the end so it's easy for me to pick it up, okay? Then I'm going to do the same thing, and since I have this here, I'm going to put this back on here. I'm going to go about maybe 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, so I'm going to do it again. Just eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect, so if I have this lined up, I'll do, making sure that those lines are straight on that grid. Now this is the side that I want really sealed down, and this is the side. The rest of them I don't care. And again, I'll do a little flag. Now I tend to be one of those people that oversprays. So, and maybe, is that big enough, do you think? I think maybe I should go a little bigger. So let me just pull this off. So when you're pulling it off, go at an angle and go slow. Because this is some tacky tape. You know, though, when you're done doing this masking technique, it is like so like, you like it. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on my arm and line this up again. I think I need a little bit larger space in there. So let's go more like that. Okay, so I'm making sure that where I'm lining this one up, this one's lined up, and only pressing here. Okay, but I am going to cover this because I tend to be, when I do my brushing, I tend to be the kind of person who over brushes. So I'm going to protect that surface. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get started then. So, did that make sense? I'm masking this off because I'm going to work with this area. I think it made sense, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Okay, you can use either our large or our small. And I'm going to do the small for the lighter colors in this ombre effect. And we're going to start with the bubble bath. So this is always fun. You want to grab the color on your brush and you want to just dust it off a little bit because a lot of that ink will get right on those edges. What's nice about this is I can turn this so that I can use it that's comfortable for my arm, my hand. So as I'm starting off here, and you're going to see in the darker colors, we all have a point. We get, like this is my position. I'm a right-handed person, and I get a little heavier here and here and less in the middle. So when you do something like that, the thing that having this on a movable surface is, now you can see I have some heavy areas there and there and there and there. That's because, well, maybe you can't. I'll wait till I get to the heavier stuff. But I can move this plate around, which gives me more versatility. Now I want to go down a little bit farther than I'm trying to look at this and kind of cut it into fourths, but I want to go down a little bit farther than what I, because I'm going to blend the next color into it. And we can come back with these colors. So don't think that if, you know, oh, you're done, you got part of it, and then you see something you don't like, don't worry about it. So that was the bubble bath. Now I'm going to go into Fresh Freesia, which is kind of a rosy light purple. And so I'm going to go right into this. I'm going to start into that pink, and you're going to see the colors as they come. They're going to go darker and darker as they go down, but you're going to see how they blend into each other because I've got the same color family. So as you see, I'm darker here and darker there. So if I turn it a little bit, as long as I'm brushing off, I can fill in those other areas the way I like. Now you can go as dark as you like, and I honestly think I'm going to go darker for both of these colors. But be sure to kind of come off here. Any comments, Bill? Mm-mm. Kind of quiet over there.
Well, they're watching. They love the technique, so.
Yeah, I love this technique too. So I definitely can tell that I'm going to go a little darker on these already. But now we're going to go into some robust colors. So when you start off with your brush, you know, you can always make sure that you don't have any heavy-duty colors. And this is pretty much a berry burst color. Now, this is a large brush, which means I'm going to get a lot more coverage, but in a shorter time. But I'm going to be doing, it's going to be vibrant. You ready? Boom. That stuff just comes off pretty vibrant. You can go as vibrant as you want. So I know that I don't want to start that vibrant. I may end up that vibrant, but I don't want to start there. I want to go right back in to where I was. And as you can see, as I'm building this, I'm heavier here and here. That is my pattern of where my arm goes naturally. So I'm going to move it around so that I can get that area. And I blended it in, and then I kind of blend it down. And because it's an ombre, I'm surprised you're not like saying, ombre. I know. There it is. Because it's an ombre. Now you see right there, I get darker, darker. That's my thing. So that's where I know I need to pick up and turn it around. As you're blending in, as you're going down, you don't have to what's the word I'm looking, make it dark all the way down, because you're going to have a dark color go over it, but it's okay to get that. I like it pretty saturated. So I'm definitely, with this color, going to fill in some of these little gaps. Now see what I mean? I would have went over that little 1-inch strip. So that's why I added this, so I don't get a halo effect on my card, my white card that I have. All right. Now, when you are going from a lighter color to a darker color in the same color family, you can use the same brush. I do not have a brush for every color. I know that that would be a great way to sell it, but I don't. I don't have space enough. Well, I do now in this new house, but I didn't before. So this is the dark Blackberry Bliss, and it's just a very deep purple. So as you see, that's almost a black purple at times. So I'm going to go right into where I was. Look at that. It's okay to go on the plate. The plate's washable. It's movable. I can move this around. And this is the reason why I do it on the plate, is so I can move it around, so that I can wash it off. I've done this card 5 times now. And I've used the same plate each time. So I can come back in here. Now this is very dark. Now these will dry lighter, because as this is going, I'm seeing that I'm going to want more color there. But add that on there. This has got good coverage. So I know that I'm happy with that. I do feel like I want to blend up a little bit, because, so I'm going to take off some of this Blackberry Bliss that's on here. And I want to blend up right where that was reaching. Now I'm going to stop for a minute so you can see. You can definitely see the colors. It's about 1/4. And don't worry if it's not perfect. But sometimes you just need to kind of blend a little bit more. I am going to go back in. What?
50 brushes would be a lot.
Yeah, it would be a lot. Well, and then with every in color that you get,
yeah,
you know. So I'm going to go back into the Fresh Freesia. I want to pull out some more of that color. Be sure to at least dab it. Start off and come back in. I want to get more of that purple into this Berry Burst. This is the funnest part and the longest part. So if you like to do things and you don't have, you need a fast card, this isn't going to be the fast card for you. This is going to be one that's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to add that color in there, and I've beefed that up, and I'm going to go back in one more time and beef up these light colors. And that's why I start light to dark, is because then you know when you get that intensity, you know what intensity you're looking for. So, and I'm going to go right over where I did that Fresh Freesia. We're going to make that blend first. It's pretty, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Looks like a mess right now, but just watch. And just, I need to turn this a little bit. Watch when I take the tape off. So this is one of those really super fun cards. It's very relaxing. I think I'm okay with this. Now, I do want you to know something. Do not, and I'm going to repeat, do not get caught up of, oh, it's blotchy here, it's blotchy there. It's okay to have a little bit of blotch with this. I think it's artsy,
yeah.
So
Blend's pretty good.
While I'm talking, I'm going to remove the tape, and you guys will see, just like with real paint, you get that nice crisp edge, right? And I want that piece to hold it on. Now this one, I didn't, because it was tape on tape, it didn't really stick. So this one's pretty easy to get off. And then we're gonna come this way. This can get you inky fingers, but I think myself, I don't really have an issue with that with this technique. Right at the edge is where you want to just take it a bit slow and at an angle. Okay. Now this, you have to run it under some water, the plate, when you're done. I am going to come in here. Try to be careful. I'm going to save that tape because it doesn't have anything on it. And I can use it again. Okay. Any comments so far?
Great idea.
Okay.
Using the acrylic plate.
Oh, so pretty. Now, do I have a little bit of feathering? Just a little bit, but don't worry, we're going to take care of that. Is it exactly perfectly even? I don't know, but it's close. It's as close as I could do on camera with you guys, but it's really a very, yeah, it really does look good. Okay, so then I'm going to use the Irresistible Blooms. Now this is one of our, I think it's an online exclusive, isn't it?
I think so.
I think so. And it is gorgeous. These flowers are beautiful. Now, on there, you would think I would be embossing them, but I'm not going to. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We're going to have a little fun with this. I am going to use my Memento black ink. We've got this beautiful rich color. I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to use beautiful rich. So I'm thinking on this, I have the smallest flower image on this. There's a couple of them. I have the smallest. And I'm thinking on this, I'm going to get about 3 flowers on that. But I don't want to just stamp them exactly even. So let's ink this up really good. And I made sure that my Memento was inked up very well. And let's just kind of, let's change them around. So this one I'm going to have facing more to the right. Give that a good press. There's a lot of ink on that strip. Okay. Now, it's hard to see it, but just wait. And then I'm going to come.
I like it.
Do you like it? I do too. I'll come, let's see, where's this one? This one. So now I'm going to probably have this face more right there in between the berry burst, and we'll give it a good press. I'm not rocking, I'm just pressing. It's so pretty. So that one was to the right. This one's kind of straight up and down, and this one I'm going to go ahead and go to the left then. Let me make sure that's inky. And I'll just have that angled just a little to the left, just so that they're not all facing the same direction. A good press. Isn't it lovely? It is. It's so lovely. And this is just the flowers on there, okay? We got more. Let's take the smaller image, not the large, but the smaller image of the leaves. Now let's stamp off of our colored image. So we're going to stamp with it. I'm always going to have the tip. I kind of got that inky just as you just cleaned my pad, and I kind of over inked. Getting a little zealous. But let's take it and let's go on the color and off the color, right? So we're going to use our pad underneath. Let's put a little right down here at the bottom, so it's on and off of our already inked color. And let's do right here. It's so pretty. I just love it. It's just stunning, I think. Okay, now let's do one maybe right here. So I'm stamping on and off the color and on and off the paper. This one's going to go right off the paper. I'm just giving it time to transfer because there's a lot of ink on here. It's so pretty. And then I think what I'll do is for the last one, I'll just do right there. I have to commit now. I made that commitment right there. Okay. So now I have this beautiful, does this show up very well?
Yes, it does.
On the camera. And you can see that even though it's in that dark, dark color. I mean, the eye travels all up and down that, which is awesome. All right. So let me put this away so I don't get ink.
So awesome.
You like it?
Oh, what is the name of the set again?
This is Irresistible Blooms. This is one of our online exclusives. It does come with dies. I just am not using the dies that go with the set tonight. I'm just going to use, I wanted a really strong outline of a flower, and I think this one's really pretty. And then for the sentiment, I used the Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays from the Charming Sentiments and the dies. I did use the die on that set. Okay, this is kind of one of my mashups, I guess. So I have the card base. Take a look at that on the card base, right? So I have this cut at 5.5 instead of a square. We always do a square or a rectangle or a circle all the time. This time I have it cut right at that, okay? But watch, if you take, this is, I believe, a 4-inch, and this was 3 7/8, which means I'm only going to get one slim little 1/16 of an inch here. Look at how that pops. This is that whole black, white, and a pop of color thing that I always talk about because I love that. So,
well, you can see where you could use that piece of paper to cut that sentiment out.
Yes, and you can, and save on paper and stuff. It's just tonight, I just grabbed a scrap. I had a scrap. I grabbed a scrap. So you could, because I have no glue in the center of this. So I'm going to go right up to the edge and right down to the bottom. And the reason why, look, I have this thin and I have this thick. That glue, I believe, helps me move it around and get that centered on that piece. Okay. Now, I know some of my VIPs from a few years back have one of these because I gave it to them, but this is, this is like, these are those nail buffers. You can get them for dirt cheap at like Sally's or something. And I use it all the time. If I've got a piece of paper that didn't cut right, that didn't whatever, I can trim off those very easily by running just this across it. So yeah, just another little tip. Okay, ta-da! Now, you could pop this up on dimensional. So I just have a very little 1/8 of an inch border here too, which gives it, you know what this reminds me of? I mean, it's very elongated, but you know those men's shirts that have that one stripe on the side? That's what this reminds me of. So I am going to go ahead and center that. Like I said, you could pop it up if you wanted to, but I like to pop up sentiments and make focal points that way, so I'm not going to do that. However, on this one, I am going to give a little extra glue. That is the Tombow liquid glue for those who might want to know. And then set it down, which gives you the perfect way. And I'm just a little off, so that glue gives me, I don't know, 30 seconds or something to kind of get your stuff centered. I know a lot of people like a tape runner. We do have a tape runner that is really awesome, but I use my tape runner. Well, you're going to see here in just a minute. Okay, so 2 different sets, blending brushes. I highly recommend blending brushes. I love them. Here's our sentiment for it. I'm going to use from, well, this is the Simply Elegant trim. I don't know if it's still called that or not, but it is in our catalog this year. But this was from another set like 2 years ago. And I like to kind of look at where I'm going to put things. So it just depends. I think I may run this kind of right here on this flower. You could go over here, but I think I'm going to do this right here. I love things just a hair lower. That's my personal preference. You could do it however you wanted to. So knowing that, without having this come off of the card, I'm going to need to take, this is my favorite way, the tape runner, and put a little bit right here. You don't need much, but this is my favorite way to hold down ribbons, or this is kind of a trim. And I'm going to do, I haven't done my circle in a while, and I've been starting to do them again. So I'm going to use about my 4 fingers, and I'm not going to like have my fingers spread. They're just going to be kind of together. holding that down with my thumb, I'm going to go around 1, 2, 3 times. I'm going to cross over where I was. And then it gives me, I can just clip that off. What I like about this is I can come back in. I get pretty much kind of an even loop on this, and I can place this kind of right up and down here on my project so that I've got my little loop showing right there. Kind of orderly. Sometimes I don't do them orderly. Lately, I've been back to doing them orderly. Now on this little thing, this is going to pop up. It's not going to have much sag, and dimensionals don't stick to it. So I'm going to take some mini dimensionals and I'm going to put them on here. Now, I do want this. I'll bring my little trash bin in. Otherwise, you have these all over the place. Any comments about it? What are they thinking of it?
They're loving it. They love the ribbon technique.
Let me grab the...
Love how you did it.
I'm going to do the large dimensionals here.
Dainty.
It is, and it's really fun.
Beautiful. They feel the colors.
Do you? So it's got the, what does it have, Bill? What effect is this?
Ombre.
You know, sometimes if he sees something now in a store, he'll go, that's ombre. Just to say it. Okay. So then I can come over here with this birthday card or a birthday sentiment, and that is going to live right in the middle, and I know that it's going to stick down and hold this. So I want to see where I want it, and I think I want to go right about there because I'm right to the edge. Is that cute? Okay. So the red and green adhesive back pearls has gold and silver. I chose silver. You could have done gold too with this. Gold would have been really pretty too and rich. But I chose silver with this one. I am going to take these little bitty silver pearls and I'm going to put them right in. That's why I didn't want to go right over the flower like in the center. And right there.
Oh, I see that.
Does it show up?
Oh, yeah. Especially that one.
Yeah. I know. It looks like you wouldn't be able to see it, but when this dries, you will be able to see it really well. So that color is so beautiful. Yeah. So you make a really vibrant card with just your blends, just using your blends and masking off. Now, I am going to tell you something else. I have another card. The same technique of how I did this, right? After you do your ombre, remember those masks that I used to do the sunflowers? Well, the Abundant Beauty Decorative Mask has a hound's tooth. You can put this over and you can make, with the black, go right back in it with the black on your ombre. Doesn't matter what color. If you want to do a red and black check type of thing, you can right here with this. Go back over it without the flower stamping. You can get that effect. You can use it with anything. Say you've got an orange background and you want to do fall. You could do the leaves right over that. Or you've got a blue or purple. You could go, well, this purple even, you could go.
Deb's going to try it with aquas.
With aquas. I love aquas. Yes, it would be so beautiful with aquas. So it's a wonderful technique. It makes beautiful cards. It takes more time for me to explain it. Were there any questions, Bill?
No, they're going to try it. People are going to try it.
People are going to try. I love it when you guys tell me you're going to try it. I have some people who try them and then actually post and show me what they got, what they did, and it makes me super duper happy. So I have 2 of these. These cards will be in next week's drawing. So if you would like to get a chance at getting a handmade card by me, you could, all you have to do is share this video to your wall. So there we go. Okay, we don't have many announcements tonight. Definitely like and follow us. And if you're watching us later on YouTube, please like and follow me there too. If you want to purchase any of these products, right now all of these products are available. You can purchase them from my online store. Please use host code on any orders that are under $150. If it's over $150, I want you to have those host rewards. But if it's under $150, you get automatically put into my Perks Rewards program. I am having a Piccadilly parfait on Friday at 4 p.m. So definitely join me there. It will be a cute, cute card. For those of you who don't know, I do a paper share, and I'm telling you what, it is fun as can be to get in on those. We have actually exceptional papers in this holiday catalog.
Oh yeah, they're really awesome.
I just made a card that even Bill was, woo, he thought that was really neat. So it's a quarter of the cost for you because we share the costs with everybody. So I cut it. I mail a quarter of the card pack to you. It's in, I got one down here. Let me see. It's in a, like here's one. Now this is the foil paper, but it has what colors are in it and what you get. I cut them, if they're a 12 by 12, I cut them at 12 by 6 to make maximum use of the paper. There is a journal. I don't have it yet, but I ordered it and it should be coming. That goes with the paper pumpkin this month. So you get 8 treat packages and 8 note cards with coordinating envelopes and 1 Lost Lagoon spot shot. Plus you get specialty gold foil pieces. This card is Shelly, the CEO, actually helped design it. But then there is an add-on if you want to, and it's a beautiful notebook, and I will be getting that to let you guys see that. So that's Paper Pumpkin. It's a subscription service. This is just my reminder to let you know kits are still on sale. They'll be on sale till the end of the month. We're getting down there. Where are we? What day is it? The 29th?
It's 30th. Tomorrow's the 31st.
Okay. So, and then this is my reminder that if you purchased last month anything over $50, you have a $5 gift card waiting for you that you need to use up. If you have problems with it, let me know. And other than that, that's all I've got. I'm really appreciative of you guys allowing us to come and share what we do each week and hopefully inspire you. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Were there any questions or anything before?
No, they love it.
They loved it? Okay. Well, great, guys. Check back in with me Friday at 4 p.m. and then next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Both times are Central Time Zone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.